I am a member of ESN, I have decided to work with the police to expose the activities of ESN suspects. According to reports reaching us, some members of the Nigerian police force paraded about 29 members of the Eastern Security Network ESN. These suspects were allegedly planning to carry out some attacks in the state ahead of the sit-at-home order given by members of the indigenous people of Biafra. 3 women were also among these suspects. It was reported that these women are the ones providing and catering services for these suspected ESN members. Below is a picture showing some of the suspects. And here we see a lot of bullets, we see guns, we see Biafran flags, we see NYSE uniforms and some pictures. I am not sure if these are real, but we will see. One of these suspects who confessed to being a member of ESN reveals that he has repented. Just like that. Okay. I am a member of the ESN. I was arrested in Orlu by some members of the Nigerian police force. I have repented from all my evil doings and have decided to work with the police to expose the activities of ESN members in Orlu local government area. And that is where it ends. Okay. This doesn't give sufficient evidence that there's actually a turnaround or there's a repentance where he now wants to. So what does this do for us? Because I don't know, is the expectation that we just believe this with open arms and just be like, you know what, this is right? Absolutely not. So I'm very confused. Yeah, very confused. What? So then are we meant to just believe this? Because this is just so suspicious. Story, keep fabricating lies, stop tarnishing the image of ESN. We can't be fooled. Of course, it's a promotion of a narrative that people. You really think a former ESN member would just willingly? Except under duress, and of course, you can't really have expectations. We know that we find ESN very much brave group, that they do a lot of things. However, it's like the expectation that you'd no. Absolutely. Again. I don't know what goes on in there. As my business, I don't know, but I don't think it would be easy for them to just give into the other side. Not that it cannot happen. We can't underestimate that. Not that it cannot happen, but it's highly unlikely. It's not even like a proper deep article where okay, fine, they go into detail of what happened and what was said. It's just like, oh, I was arrested this time, I repented, and now I joined the police force to expose the ESN. Huh? Doesn't make sense. Others could also argue that, you know what, look at how Nnamdi Kanu was arrested. It seems as though there had to be personal information that was given out to other people, were given out by someone close to him because of what it is. So when it comes to betrayal and when it comes to, how tight-knit it is, that is questionable at the moment, and which in my opinion, I think is justified. Look at Nnamdi Kanu and look at, other things as well. How does information about the ESN leak out? Of course, you can never really keep anything top secret, but yeah, this is what it is. Someone here says, you're useless, you're a criminal trying to blackmail ESN. Of course, the narrative that the Nigerian government is working like 247 to do things. That narrative is, it doesn't work anymore. That narrative, to show how, in my opinion, I think that to show how much of, I don't know how to say it, how much intimidation the Nigerian police is facing, I don't even know how to say it, but they're just so desperate to put IPOB in a very bad light, and it just doesn't work. For some ignorant ones, yes, to an extent, but I don't think the government is satisfied yet with what is going on. Let's look at the case of Nnamdi Kanu. Let's see how it pans out, because again, all these things, fine, we can talk about and ignore, but right now the actual leader is in custody of the Nigerian government. So all these tactics that they played before is different, because they don't have their leaders to come and talk to them and say, please forget about this, or strategize, do this, do that. They don't have that. So let's see how things actually pan out, because we can't come here and pretend like as if the government themselves do not have a plan and they're just, headless chickens with no direction. Nonsense people should release innocent people, useless people everywhere. Fulanis know they've been exposed and now they're regrouping and planning another strategy. Do you think so? I guess it is what it is in that regard, but with all these stories of ESN member repented and is now in the Nigerian police force, it's hard to believe this kind of stories. However, the outcome could change now that the actual leader of the group is in custody of the police. That is a big deal, especially for someone whose case was meant to be, how many days or a week ago, and now it's been postponed for an extra 2 months because Nnamdi Kanu did not show up. And I'm like, how can he not show up? He didn't go of his own accord. He did not decide he was going to not come. He was in your custody. So why did you not bring him? Again, as long as he's in custody, I think the Nigerian government probably feel, the Nigerian government has a lot of time to do what they want in terms of destabilizing ESN, because that's what they want to do. That is what they want to do. Real question is, where is the same energy, the same passion and vim? Well, I guess, the Igbos and the, ESN, Biafra, both Biafra and the Nigerian government have been at each other's necks since time immemorial. So it's really nothing that shocking to see. It's like cat and mouse game. And if, I don't even know if that can even happen, but if, Biafra should actually happen, of course there would still be some, how do I say, the remnants, the the byproducts. I mean, the actual ones that are still salty, and the beef may probably be a very, very long time before things are settled. That man is not a true member of ESN. Yeah, of course, we have trust that ESN is one all-powerful kind of organization. However, they're human beings that are leading it too. They can make mistakes. How would you really know a person's true intentions? You can never really know. They can put up a front, give you everything, all the evidence you need to know, and prove to you beyond reasonable doubt that they're the best to be in your team, not knowing they could be your betrayer. So you never really, really know. You never really, 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 really know. And it's sad, and it is very much sad. So yeah, someone says, you are not. How much have they paid you? Of course, it's a story. And again, as I read in the article, there's a picture under that showed the man's arrest, and I'm like, they are NYSC cops, uniform. I'm like, would they really put that as a representative? I mean, again, in my opinion, I'm just like, they don't make sense. How can we put that the pictures are actually attached to the guy himself? If I even go back, if I can remember, can I even look? Yeah, there's no name. There's even no name. Imagine. This is, yeah. Put what you think about this, and don't forget to like and subscribe.